Welcome back. Today is certainly a treat. I have held on to this video. It turns out 2 years to the day. I have some before and afters of what we have done on the outside of the house. I am gonna warn you, I thought, oh, I should have run around, get everything all cleaned up. This is real life. It really is spring here. Everything's starting to bloom and we are working on some projects. But for those of you that are new around here, I thought you might enjoy what it looked like 2 years ago to now. What have we built? Join us. Welcome to Modern Homestead Alaska. We are Aaron and Jessica Milnes. We are building a modern homestead outside of Wasilla, Alaska, with the help of 3 of our children. Our second son, Caleb, our daughter, Cody Ann, and the youngest of our family, Wyatt, along with our 3 dogs, Tipper and Daisy, and the newest addition, Roberto. To start out, I am going to show you the space that I am standing in now. In fact, right behind me, you'll see this yellow pole, and this is the exact same spot. This is going to be one of the biggest differences that you see. I'll show it to you now. Welcome, guys. We are so excited to be at the house today. So couple of things before we show it to you. We bought it from some folks in their 80s and they started building this massive house for some reason and they stopped. So we bought, it is framed, it had a roof and windows, so everything from electrical and plumbing and some of the concrete work and so on we are doing. So when you see all the trash and stuff around here, in the middle of buying it, it became winter and they were unable to clean it up. So we have arrangements for them to come and clean all the trash. So it's going to be beautiful eventually, but I wanted to show you guys around. So that is the driveway that leads into the house. And then come down. And there she is. So let's go take a look. 2 before and afters. So the driveway has gotten a lot of additional dirt that packs really well, added to it, and Aaron spreads that out. And then this area that we were talking about here has been cleared for our shop. So that is some huge differences in before and after. The main thing you're probably gonna see is the house is no longer just wrapped in plastic. It's blue. So when you're walking up to the front door, we are going to build a big porch, hopefully around it. That'll probably take a couple of years with all of the other projects that need to be done. There's still no porch, and there is no plans for the big porch this summer. That, like I said earlier, is going to be a couple of years because right here behind us where the shop goes, that is a much more important project for living well here as opposed to just how beautiful though will the porch be when it is actually on the house. Let's just see why we're so in love with this property. The fact you can hear every one of my breaths and my footsteps just shows you how quiet it is. It does remain so incredibly quiet that I can be at a whisper. I'm not having to yell at the camera for you to hear me. This is my place of peace, and this time of year, so much life has come back to the homestead, the wildlife, the frogs, the birds. Today we finally have the ducks are back in the pond or the lake. Come on, let's go look. So they left construction trash and trees everywhere. of this, it's on its way to get cleaned up. This drive lane here continues to be used to move wood down. Our goal is to put another wood shed down here, one for the upstairs, because those of you that know that our house is heated solely off of wood. We have a wood heater upstairs, we have a pellet stove for emergencies, and then our main heat is actually in the basement here. So we have some wood that needs to get into the basement, and then we did at least get all of the construction, the trash, the blue tarps, all of that has actually been picked up and gone. I am almost down to the lake where we just cut off in the original clip, and I am about to ask you one of the funniest questions. I'm not gonna come back and answer my own question because I feel so silly, but it just goes to show you like how much we have learned since we've gotten here. Okay, so this is my third trip to Alaska. Tell me what bird that is. This is our view. So, can you hear it? It's not a bird. They are frogs. They're these little frogs that freeze all the way through, like solid like an ice cube, and then come back to life in the spring when it defrosts. When they're done breeding though, however, they don't make this noise all summer long, just this time of year. So I had never heard it, and then when we came back in July to actually move here, the frogs, I couldn't hear them anymore. So it was so confusing. And then I saw on someone's Instagram, it's frogs, they're not birds. Here is the giant disappointment. All these trees you see here, they literally cut those down after we were under contract because they put in the wrong septic. All right, so as we do head in, I'm trying to edit these videos together and explain it as we go. We're gonna talk about this area right here behind me. When we did get the property, there were so many just mangled tree mess. The guys that have now cleared the property, they're coming back in the next week or so, now that the mud is kind of cleared, and you will see they did a much better job of not just bulldozing things over, but wow, what huge changes. Here is the two exact trees that you see right in this clip of the video when I'm talking about the septic, and then the heads to the septic, just so you know kind of where we're at now and get kind of a grip on location that we're talking about for the house. And that of course was something that we wanted done right. So from the side of the house all the way this way, almost to the edge of our 5 acres that runs from the lake up to the road, they wiped out this massive amount of trees. What are we gonna do, folks? Look at that. All of those trees. I'm standing roughly in the same spot or right there about. Obviously that whole huge pile got moved and taken care of because we have a big 16 by 16 chicken coop, double windows, double doors, and then there's a triple pane window on the back side, and then this started becoming a little flower garden area. This weekend we began cleaning up the old garden area, and I'm gonna show that to you, but we needed somewhere to kind of set things. So we're a little messy, real life, but the garden is about to go in So it does have to be messy for a minute. You see right there. And then look at what they did. Like, it's settling and it's like sand. You're sinking it. All of this was standing originally. So much. It used to look like that. Okay. So as I spin around, you'll see we still have a burn pile here. That is getting cleaned up this next weekend. And here are the left standing trees that were in the video, and they've just become part of kind of the chickens' run area as it'll get built out for the winter time. Right now, if the chickens pop in and out of videos, they are free ranging. However, there you have it. We turned it into a chicken coop area, and then the space behind me is slowly but surely becoming our garden. And then this is the new trees that were cut down this past winter, and that stack becomes wood chips, and we use the wood chips throughout the property. We learned this from what had happened. And then there's some compost areas, and then all of that is actually going to end up buried. So this is the outside. Everything that needs to be cleaned up, got rid of. And this is their trash piles. Someone tell me why they had 3 septic tanks. Because there's another one in the basement, another tank, and car parts. Man, we got our work cut out for us. But at the end of the day, when you have views like that, and the quietness, and the stillness of it all, just totally worth it. For being honest, it might look like we've trashed it too. But we did get rid of all of those tanks. Where the woodshed is now is gone. I have 2 loads of dirt that are going in the garden area with the tractor. This is Caleb's boat, his little John boat. That's what they fish and bird hunt with. The 4-wheeler that I wrecked still runs. So we do have wood piles. We are still dealing with wood piles from 2 years ago, and that is what is out there. So we do still have quite a bit of cleanup this summer. It was all cleaned up. What's under the tarp, if you're wondering, is tires. We have to have 2 sets of tires for every vehicle, winter tires and summer tires. And we just had all the tires switched out, and we haven't stored them yet, but we don't want them getting rotten from the sun and cracked. And so all of the tires are getting piled behind me, and those will go in the shop in the future. However, like I mentioned in the video, the quiet, the calm, and the stillness still is here. The duck is here now. Look at it. Do you see that? Ah. You see right down here, we were down there. Every time we've been here, there has been moose. And that is their bedding area, where they go in, they lay down and hide amongst the trees. And a mama and a baby, and see, these paths are not made by people. The paths that go between us and the neighbor is covered in moose droppings. So amazing. I am, whew. I know how blessed I am. So Oh my God, it's amazing and it's so beautiful, and I'm so grateful to have this. And I can't believe that it's my dream and our family's dream, and that it's coming true for us. So y'all have a blessed day. Do you see the mountains when it clears up in the afternoon? I have this whole mountain range. Just the clouds are barely starting to peek over the top of them. God, it's beautiful. I'm not gonna lie, it's really hard for me to get through that clip of myself because I remember my mental space and where I was at the time. And to be honest, I needed a place of peace so badly. Something I had never experienced in my entire life, in this home, in this homestead, has given that to me. It has been the biggest of blessings to live here. And I still, when I say I pinch myself on occasion, because I'm still blown away that this is our home and where we get to live. I don't know, and I pray that that feeling never ever goes away. So thank you. I'm so incredibly blessed to have each and every one of you here today. I wish many, many blessings upon you and your family, and I hope that every one of you finds your place of peace in this world. Until next time, I'll see you soon.